A pleasant good afternoon, a pleasant good Friday afternoon. But I said not Good Friday, a good. Let me see. You're not hearing me? All right, yeah, I think there was a little glitch there a while ago. I'm saying again, a pleasant good Friday afternoon, not Good Friday afternoon, good Friday afternoon. Friday the 21st day of February 2025. Here we are to give you, as I said, a special episode of Speaking Out, Exposing Corruption and Incompetence. What is so special about this, you may ask? I'm going to give you an update on this press release issued by the police last evening in relation to me, and give you the what took place today. As much as I can tell you, there are lots of things I can't reveal, but suffice it to say, what I can reveal, I will reveal. Well, there's a song like that by The Barge, they reveal. I know my little music, reveal. So I tell you what I can tell you. So here we are this Friday afternoon, another great day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and let's be glad in it. Let's give praise and thanks to be in the land of the living. Oh, we are in the land of the living. And let me tell you this. Many of them, they scheme, they connive, and they do all kind of things to bring down people. I am one of those people. I'm going to give you the fullness of what is transpiring or what transpired today. And I can tell you the crystal ball, I can tell you what to expect in the coming days, the coming weeks, and so on. So yes, here we are today, this great afternoon, brilliant sunshine. And I'm going to get into it. My colleague, sidekick, you can get very little batting today. Let me tell you from the outset. You can get little batting today, but I'm going to give a little when I want to take a 5, I got to go around to the non-strikers end and take a little breather. But let me say this. You got to share this live because, this is an unusual time and an unusual day for this broadcast. So I suspect many of the students, it is reflected on those in the schoolyard. We don't have the numbers like we would normally have in the schoolyard. That's because a lot of people would not have received this notification because the notification was just sent about 2 to 3 hours ago. I had a busy day. And again, it took some great effort for us to be here this afternoon. But as we said, we're not going to deny you information. We are not going to deny you the credible and valuable information, the truthful information. We had no program on Wednesday. The last program was on Monday, and I did inform the class that we're not going to have a program on Wednesday because of I was traveling. Well, I didn't tell you the reason why, but I had to travel. And, many students were reaching out, what happened to this class today? We get class today? What's going on? And the thing. When this happens again, we'll have to impose some type of sanction on those students because it was announced on Monday that we're not going to have a program on Wednesday. And I did say maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, but I wasn't sure how things would have gone because I did say too that I had to go to court on Friday, that's today, and therefore I don't know how long it would have taken and so on. But we're here. But people reaching out. I'm glad because it shows interest. Yeah? It shows that you have maintained the interest in this program. So now I got to encourage you to share the live. Share. You know some of your colleagues who are on here regularly who are in the schoolyard and when the classroom doors are open, they would rush in. You look in the comments and you don't see them, reach out to them and let them know because they won't want to miss this special Speaking Out program this Friday afternoon, Friday the 21st day of February 2025. So share. We're going to do a roll call. And one of the reasons they're doing the roll call this afternoon is to give some people some time to share and to come into the classroom to get the information. Now, I said the program was scheduled just about 2 this afternoon. That is 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock Guyana time. And to say that you're going to start at 4. And of course, you have noticed we start promptly at 4. First morning is ballet. Like ballet, you don't get on the I just sit back. The man called me this afternoon too, teasing me. He called me, so welcome, Barlet. Then there was Kenneth from Maryland. Olive is here. Emerson, Moses, Morton, Brian, Courtney, Claire. The angel is here. Welcome. The angel is here. Cecile, Randolph, Anthony Bradshaw from Peters Hall is here with us in the classroom this afternoon. Mary from Brooklyn, Heather from Queens, Ian is here. Denise, the secretary, she's here. Can't miss the secretary, can't afford to be absent. That's a big fine. A big fine for you if you're absent. Dion is here. Then we have Julian. Francis Keith from Melanie is in the classroom. Joseph Kerry from Maryland is here. Baltimore, Maryland. Glendis, Vibert, Smithy, nice of you to have called me today to find out certain things. I love the support. I love the support. Hazel is here. Audrey is here with us. Rhonda, then I'm still in the house, is here. Rhonda is here. Marcus R. Crawford, Ovid 0937, Siobhan, Joy, then it was Melvin, Harold, Kevin is here with us. Ulrich, 8385, Ulrich is here with us from West Dam. Lyndon, then it was Travis, the Enola, the Conor Rookman is here. Alistair, Barbara, Connolly, Nadia, Colin, 8941, Colin is here. Maxwell, 11704, Maxwell Beaton is here with us. Ian, Lucius is here. Paulette, Jakey from Maryland is here. Aubrey. Then it was, what is that? Claville, Esla. Then it was Jam is here. Denise is here with us. Phil, Raul is here. Charlene, John from Tennessee. Vibert, and that's Vibert John. Matthew, Verlin, Derek, Annette, Giovanni, and the last person in the schoolyard this afternoon was Walterin. When we went live when the school doors were open, Abu is here. Then we had Lynette from Barbados. Lynette is from Barbados. We have Clifton from Paris. Yolanda is here. Yolanda was here. Joyce. Then it was Dion, Natasha, Como is here with us. And the list goes on and on and on. As I've said, even though it is not a regular scheduled time, you can see the interest and the number of students that are here with us. And we're not going to disappoint you. We are not going to disappoint you. After the roll call, we don't have announcements today. This is a special program. We don't have announcement this afternoon. So what I'll do now, I'll invite Mr. Conway to come and to bring you greetings, and then we're going to get on with it, as they would say, get on. CC, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. That's what partners are for, you know. You could have taken all the batting yourself, but you decided to give me a little batting, and I appreciate that, and I will bat.
Right, you will bat, and I'm sure you can score some runs. But let me say this. I want to take this opportunity to publicly thank all those persons who turned out to the court this morning to lend me support. All those persons who turned out. Some support was not only moral support, but I got some tangible support from some of the people. And you are the people who make my day and who have made me, has caused me to commit myself to bringing the truth. To see people turn up this morning at the Georgetown Magistrate Court to lend support, I guess following that release from the police last evening. And we're going to tell you about that. And maybe that's a good place to start. Now, let me put things in context. I was charged on the 19th of May 2021, along with Mr. Conway and some others, with conspiracy to commit fraud. Right? That matter ran its course, and in December of 2023, the matter was dismissed. Right? The magistrate remarked that there was not an iota of evidence. All this, I'm going to give you all the fullness of everything. I'll let you know where all of this is coming from. So that matter was dismissed. I was also charged with three sexual assault offenses. Not rape, as they're trying to portray, three sexual assault, in that it was alleged by someone that I rubbed her leg during the course of a meeting. That is the nature of the allegation. Right? All right. I was never questioned in relation to that. In none of the charges, they were never questioned. No allegation was ever put to me. Those are facts. When I came into the country in 2021, in October, to answer to the conspiracy to commit charge, that is the first time I learned officially that there were other charges against me, these three charges that I referred to. Right? I pleaded not guilty to those charges, to all the charges. And this one, the three sexual assault charges, were bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. For years it ran for years, it bouncing, costing me a lot of money to travel and to do all sort of things. That is the game. The matter was set for the 27th and the 28th of January for trial. I received word that the matter would not commence on the 27th of January because the magistrate, they are training, and therefore the matter could not have commenced on the trial, could not have commenced on the 27th of January, right? And then it was suggested to me that maybe sometime in April or May, the matter would commence. On the afternoon of the 27th, I got a note from my lawyers to say that the matter will commence on the 28th, that is the following day, a date which was originally set. So I turned up in court on the 28th, and two witnesses gave evidence, formal evidence as they call it. I'm represented in these matters by Mr. Nigel Hughes, Dr. Dexter Todd, and Attorney Don Cush. They are my attorneys. So the matter was adjourned from the 28th, and the magistrate then set the 21st of February, that's today, and she had indicated then the 28th of February as well. So those 2 days were set. So I came to Guyana on Wednesday with the sole intention of attending the trial, because at the last hearing on the 28th of January, my lawyer, Mr. Todd, had made an application to the court, which was granted, for me to attend virtually. In other words, he asked the magistrate permission for me to attend virtually. I decided that I am on trial. I am not going to be attending virtually. I will come and sit in the courtroom and face my accuser. So I came in, right? Came in preparing. And last night, I received a press release. Mama came in, and let me go back to say that I came into this country in January for the trial which commenced on the 28th. Right? I had to travel back out, and I came back again for this trial that should continue today. Nobody had asked me nothing. Nobody has suggested they want to see me, nothing at all. Somebody saying no song. Is it Charlene is saying no song? Is that a problem with everyone? Let me know. Or Charlene, maybe you might as well check your Charlene. This is Charlene. Check your system. I don't want to be speaking and you're not hearing me. So can I get a response, please, to say whether you are hearing me loud and clear? Loud and clear. Okay, good. So Charlene, please check your system. Charlene, check your system. All right. So last evening, to be precise, let me tell you the time. At 7:40 last evening, I was there when I got a WhatsApp note from a journalist, a practicing journalist. And the note says, a release, this is an official release from the police propaganda unit, as I call them. The official designation is the Police Corporate Communication Unit, headed by Mark Ramatar. I saw the thing was sent to me at 7:40 last evening, and hear what it says. Paul Slow to appear in court tomorrow to be charged under the Sexual Offences Act. Let me read, there's a caption. Paul Slow to appear in court tomorrow to be charged under the Sexual Offences Act. I'm going to dissect that. Then it goes on to say, arising out of a complaint, that is to say, anonymity for complaint in press reporting, contrary to Section 62.3 of the Sexual Offences Act, Chapter 803, made by a female who previously reported that she was sexually assaulted by Paul Slow. A thorough probe was conducted by the police, and a file was submitted to the chambers of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, for legal advice. Consequently, earlier today, Thursday, the 20th of February, 2025, the investigative case file was returned to the police with legal advice to institute a criminal charge of, quote, anonymity for complaint in press reporting, contrary to the above-mentioned section of the laws of Guyana. The accused, Paul Slow, is expected to be arraigned tomorrow, Friday, the 24th of February, 2025. That is what these wicked, incompetent, vindictive people posted last night. That, again, let me give you a headline. Paul Slow to appear in court tomorrow to be charged. Well, I was never up to be, I was going to appear to be charged. I had to appear for the continuation of this trial. And let me say this. They knew that I'm in the country. I know they control immigration. They would have known that I flew into the country on Wednesday. They know that. So they put out this thing that Paul Slow to be charged, right? On Wednesday. But when I went to court this morning, it had nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing to do with this. It had to do with the continuation of the trial that I referred to earlier. The continuation of the trial. That is what I went to the thing. And then at the end they say that the accused Paul Slow is expected to be arraigned tomorrow, Friday. Well, no such arraignment took place. So let me tell you all, no such arraignment took place. What transpired is that I went to court this morning. The complainant gave evidence, and the cross-examination of the complainant began. The cross-examination of the complainant began. And then the lawyer applied for a adjournment because he said the complainant, he just getting warm up with the cross-examination. He applied for an adjournment, which was granted. The matter is adjourned to March the 7th. The matter is adjourned for on March 7th, the cross-examination of the complainant will continue. And, some things I can't say. I can't say because the matter is sub judice, and as I've been always saying that some things I can't talk. But the time will come when all will be revealed. The time will come when all will be revealed. So once the matter was adjourned, I was advised by my lawyer that the police wanted me at Brickdam, and that we will go over to Brickdam to hear what it is about. So we went over, Mr. Hughes and I. Of course, I was followed by my supporters, and then Mr. Dr. Dexter Todd joined us, and we went across. We were told the commander would want us here. So we went to the commander. Commander told us to go to the detective officer in charge of crime, Chabinath Singh, I think it is there. We went there, like he didn't know what was going on. They sent us back to the commander. The commander himself had to leave and go to find out what was going on. Then we went back, Mr. Hughes and I, and we were shown into the office. Office has the sign of the divisional detective officer, but he was not there. Inspector Stevens from CID headquarters, along with another rank, was there. Well, a long story short, Inspector Stevens then told me about this allegation. And here was the allegation. The allegation is anonymity of defendant. That is the thing, anonymity of defendant. Well, even the lawyers, and now we say we got research. God is a new one. We never heard of it, so we got to check to see what is this all about. But based on what I learned, based on the particulars of the charge, they are saying that in August of 2024, I revealed the name of the complainant in this matter, which is against the law. That is what they're saying. Again, I can't go into the details. That is what the allegation is. that in August, I think it's to be exact, the 25th of August, on Facebook, they were precise on Facebook. I revealed the name of the complainant in the matter. So that is what I was charged, um, and they put me through the works. You know, they put me through the works. They say I'm charged and I have to be put on bail, station bail, right? And again, a lot of dancing took place. Now, when the lawyer spoke to the commander said, well, it's not he dealing with the matter. Apparently, the matter is being handled at CID, even though the inspector was doing the matter, dancing and dancing, dancing. So I'm to be put on $200,000 bail. Well, I had my supporters there and I had money to bail me. Then I was taken downstairs to the CID at Brickdam there and put through the works. The pop thing, they handcuffed me. But what they do, they took out photograph, took the all the records for the Form C6 and so on, took print, took photograph. So y'all don't be surprised if very soon y'all gonna see me mugshot. And as I've said before, when certain ethnic group got through the thing, they just put an ordinary picture like you see on the screen now. I expect when they put up, you're gonna put up a mugshot, they're gonna see a big thing across my chest, saying what is the offense? Why are you wearing them things as a badge of honor? And I'm gonna tell you all, this is just getting warm up into this thing. A badge of honor, $200,000 bail, and fingerprint taken, photograph taken, and all of that. Sign up the charge sheet and all of these things I did. And here was the story. The young police there. Let me put it this way. They were very courteous. I have nothing to say about them. They were doing what they were told to do, what they were instructed to do, right? So they put me through the thing very courteously. You know, some of them even referred to me as sir and all that. They put me through. Picture taken, brace up the wall, picture with spectacles, picture without spectacles. But as I've said, look out for them propaganda arm of the government to put up Paul Slow mugshot with thing cross with chest and all them type of thing. I'm gonna wear that as a badge of honor. I'm gonna wear that as a badge of honor. The young policeman then, when I was bailed by one of my colleagues who was there, and when I got the receipt, what we call it GR, the general receipt, I took it to him. He said, well, he tell me I must keep the receipt until the matter ends in the magistrate court. So I had to tell you, no, sir, that is not it. This is a station bail, police station bail. And this receipt has to be kept until I appear in court. And I said, once I appear in court, I got to get back this $200,000 because the court will decide how much bail they're going to put me on, if any at all. Right? So after school, the little, I think they call it some landscape. After school him, because he was telling me I got to keep the receipt until the trial done. So I said, no, this is station bail. This is station bail. And once I appear, this bail is to tell me that I have to appear in court on Wednesday, the 26th, to answer to this charge of what the anonymity of defendant. So once I appear, I was telling myself, once I appear in court on Wednesday, then my bailer has to get back the money. Then somebody tell you, they say, oh, yes. But, again, we teaching. So even with breakdown this afternoon, I have to school the youngster. Well, young, nothing wrong with schooling them. Nothing wrong with schooling them. I will do it all the time. When I see them going wrong, I am going to tell them what is the correct thing. And I would wish the officers, the senior officers will do that. The problem, however, is that many of the senior officers in the system don't know what is the correct thing. They don't know. So I have to remind this youngster, I have to tell him, I said, I've been 37 years in this work. I was commander here and all of this type of thing. So that's it. Yes, Barbara, the whole aim of this thing is to embarrass me. But I can't be embarrassed. But when it comes to this, what they're doing, I like the PPP. I ain't got no shame. When it comes to this, let me be specific. When it comes to this, what they're trying to do me, all them charge and all them type of thing, I like the People's Progressive Party Civic. I have no shame. Lincoln Lewis said that the strength of the PPP is that they have no shame. And my strength in this matter is that they can't shame me. And that is why I'm coming here now to tell you what's going on. Because I suspect later they're going to come out with all sorts of propaganda as to what transpired today. So there was no arraignment, as they said in the release. And when I attended court this morning, I had nothing to do with this. It had to do with the continuation of that matter. That is what it had to do with. The continuation of the matter. So y'all understand. Y'all understand. Now, I'm going to give y'all the old antecedent and the old background as to how we reach where we reach today, where Paul Slow, as I said, is charged with anonymity of defendant and has to pay some $200,000 bail to appear in court on Wednesday, the 26th. I can tell you all the thing. I can tell you. But before I go on, I did promise to give CC little baton. So I'm going to give him little baton now, then I'm going to come back. Give a little of the strike, and then I'll come back. CC, over to you.
All right. I like to reflect, and we're dealing with bail. And it's not surprising, that the guy would tell you, hey, that you got to keep the receipt till after the case is completed, and a lot of people don't know that when the police put you on bail to go to court, as soon as you appear, confirm that you appear, you are entitled to get back your money. When the court put you on bail is then when the case is completed, then you can get back your money, as the case may be. And then I'm not surprised, they didn't treat you like how they treat Dharamlal. Remember when they had an allegation of rape made against Dharamlal? Here is this allegation. They're saying that you reveal the name of the complainant. In Dharamlal, they said Dharamlal being put $1 million bail. He didn't lodge a cent, not a dollar. He didn't lodge. And if they want to prove me wrong, let it produce the general receipt. Let it produce the book statement. Let it produce the station diary. Let it produce the chart sheet. Let it produce the bail book. And let it produce the other documents. I'm saying that you, on a little stupid matter, a case that we really don't hear about, put you up on $200,000 cash bail, and then Dharamlal, they say $1 million, and not a cent was lodged. Animal farm at work.
Animal farm at work. And as Mr. Conway says, $200,000 cash bail. Look, I get me GRA. This is the general receipt. So I showed Dharamlal can't show this $1 million bail. No money must be lodged. But this is the general receipt where $200,000 was lodged from a bail today. The evidence is here. We tell over and over on this program, we are evidence-based, We don't just come and talk. We tell you about the laws. We tell you about the where you can find the necessary sections and so on. So here is my general receipt that I was bailed $200,000. And as I've said, I had to school the young police and tell him, sir, this is station bail. And therefore, I don't have to wait until the case is finished. As soon as I appear in court, what happens is that the prosecutor will sign indicating, it endorsed this GR, indicating that I appeared in court. Because that is what they say, sir, that I'm on $200,000 bail to appear in the Georgetown Magistrate Court, court number 1, on the 26th at 8:30 hours. That is what this says. So you must understand this. So once I appear on the 26th at 8:30 hours, and the case is called, the charge is going to be read to me. I am not sure if it's an indictable charge or if it's a summary charge. I can't be sure. If it's an indictable charge, the magistrate will read the charge to me, and the magistrate will indicate to me. Well, even before the magistrate read the charge to me, if it's an indictable charge, the police officer will have to go and swear to the information upon oath. He swears to the information before the magistrate, following which the magistrate is going to read the charge to me and will tell me that the charge is indictable. I do not have to plead. Let me go that back. Teaching again. I am to appear in court at 8:30. That is what this bail receipt. This bail is for me to appear in court at 8:30, Georgetown Magistrate Court 1 at 8:30 on Wednesday, the 26th of February, 2025. Now, once I appear, well, Edgar said I should have refused to post bail and see what's going to happen. Look, Edgar, I am going through that with them. Because my lawyers were there with me, advising me. And I had walk with money because I know they're wicked. And the question was asked, I know by one of my life, why Mr. Slow has to be put on cash bail. And the poor inspector, he was basically indicating, he did not say, but he was indicating that his instructions he get. He said he got instructions from the commander, and we learned afterwards it wasn't the commander. We suspect he got instructions from CID headquarters because this rank who was there, Big Dam, is a CID rank. The two ranks who were there were CID ranks. They came from CID headquarters to deal with it. So he would have gotten instruction. He went out to seek instruction, and they would have told him to put me on bail. So the question was asked, why I got the large money? And then the man come back and indicate, did not say, he indicated when he just gave instructions and he's following instructions. But I had money. Edgar. I went to the bank this morning, collect money because I had anticipated how they're wicked. They might even tell me put Slope on $1 million bill. They are that wicked. So I went to the bank this morning and I make sure I had sufficient funds in case they wanted to put some unreasonable amount of bail. Right, so Edgar, I didn't want to go through that. So yes, I'm telling you, when I appear, I would then know if the matter is an indictable matter or if the matter is summary. Again, I say if it's indictable, the person will go and swear to the information. Then the magistrate will read the charge and the magistrate will inform me that the charge is indictable and I do not have to plead. And then they're going to set date for disclosure and all of that. Meaning, while the evidence that they have to support this charge, at some stage they have to give it to me, to give it to my lawyers, so we can prepare the defense. Now, if the charge is a summary charge, the magistrate will read the charge to me and ask me for my plea. And we all know it's a plea, it's not guilty. So again, I say, if it's a summary charge, the magistrate will read and immediately ask me for my plea. At which stage I will plea, then the magistrate will set date for disclosure and when the trial is supposed to start and all them everything. So that is the system how it works. So I'm going back there on Wednesday morning, armed with my Bible and a prayer. And I will continue to pray for all of these demons who are out to embarrass me. As I said, they can't do that. They will try. They will try. They try to. Because right now, a lot of money tied up in court. Even the first set of matters, I ain't got back my bail money yet. Because, of course, one set and finished, one set finished. I ain't get back that. Now, more money tied up. And I remind you all that the judge in April last year granted me, Justice Gino Prasad, $500,000 as cost in this matter that I brought and won against the Attorney General, where the President had unconstitutionally suspended the commission. I can't get my money up to now. Up to yesterday, again, I communicated with the Attorney General's office, and I can't get the money. And here it is. The judge had given them, when he handed down the decision on the 23rd of April, he gave them 8 weeks to pay. 8 weeks. That 8 weeks expired in June of 2024. And this is February 2025. I can't get any money yet. And nonetheless, a man, they jump up some time ago, make statement, but all those people who the court awarded, who they were in cases where the state was awarded costs, what you going to do forget the money. And they owe me. The judge awarded $500,000. Can't get them yet. But let me tell them this. I don't get it. I have to get it. It's my own. I have to get it. And let me say this to y'all. Because people are making some comments, nice comments and things. The aim of this is to silence me. The aim of all the charges, the aim of this charge is to silence Slow. Because Slow and speaking out, getting under the skin. Slow speaking out with Mr. Conway, we getting under the skin. We talking the truth. And the truth bothering them, it's upsetting them. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to come on newsroom and the police propaganda unit push something to you and guy in the Daily News and all them things, DPI. They want to push information for you. And if you don't have an alternative, then you tend to believe some of the things they will say. But I say to you, as I've said many times, we're giving you facts. We are giving you facts, and you are sensible enough to go and do your own research to determine whether it is true or not. Whether it is the truth or not, you can go and verify. And you know, people have said to me repeatedly that we have been doing this for over 3 years. I started out first, and then Mr. Conway joined me. I can't recall a single occasion where they come out to debunk anything that we have said. Not a single occasion. And that is credit to us. Because a lot of information come to hand. We get a lot of information, but we don't come and we don't talk things unless we can verify it is. Because they're going to set we up. We don't say things that we cannot verify. We're not going to take setup. Once we verify, we just come and we letting you know what the facts are. Now let me go into the background to all of this. Background as to where we got to this stage where today I am charged. This is number 5. I'm 14 away from what the president had. And enough from what Brutus get. CB 261, I think it is. I'm far away from that. So this is the 4th. The one for conspiracy to commit fraud, dismissed. The 3 are going on now. Sexual assault, where it is alleged that they robbed the policewoman leg during a meeting. And now this one, what I say? Anonymity of defendant. But before I go on, let me say this to you all. I'm going to quote here from the lawyer U.C. Anderson. U.C. Anderson posted something yesterday, and I didn't get his permission to use it, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind me using it. Because I saw Cheryl Duncan reposted it, and I can, let me say, there what he says. Let it be known to all and sundry that I fear not yesterday, not tomorrow, not today, and not any creature known to man, right? Irrespective of the office they hold. I am not possessed by a spirit of fear. That's U.T. Anderson. Let me repeat it. Let it be known to all and sundry that I, Paul Slow, fear not yesterday, not tomorrow, not today, and not even any creature. Not every creature known, not ever any creature known to man. As and irrespective of the office they hold, I am not possessed by a spirit of fear. And I echo that. They can't intimidate me. I am fearless. Let me understand this clearly. By now, they should know that. This is not now. Since 2003, Jack Dio and the late Gadrat tried. They don't succeed. I win them in court. And they have been at it since then. So this is not a forced rodeo. And I am not afraid. I'm afraid of Irfan Ali, Bharat Jagdeo, Anil Nandlal, SC, MP, Lion Mark Phillips, the extended squatter, Blanham crime chief. None of them I am not afraid of. None. I'm not afraid of them. So they can come, they can bring more charges, they can do whatever God. And remember, man can do as much as he likes, but not as long as he likes. There is a God. Ask Brutus, even though he said he didn't believe in God, look what has happened to him now. And I am predicting some of the people whose names that I called a while ago, they're going to share, well, not similar, but they're going to share fate where they are going to have to answer for the misdeed. They are going to have to answer. So I'm not afraid of anyone. And let me say this too. Over the years, I spent 37 years in the force. And I had a reputation of being a tough guy. Tough on errant ranks in the force, tough on errant ranks outside the force. And one of the things I'm proud of, people who meet me all over the place, civilians and police, who work with me and who know me, the majority of them tell, Chief, you are always a fair man. Right? Not F-E-A-R, right? F-A-I-R. I was a fair person. If you committed yourself, I went after you and I dealt with you according to the law. If you are a good worker, they know that I will support you, even when you made an honest mistake. That is my life. And they can't change that now. Because I remember Paul Sullivan come up yesterday, 37 years in the police force, and I said this to you, that having been doing this and exposing corruption for over 3 years, had they known anything, had they had any bad thing about me, they would have pushed them up on the thing, but you would know that not a single thing they can't come up with. And I'm sure they were trying. I am sure that they were trying to dig dirt. but they can't come up with no dirt. And I'm sure they will continue to try. As evidence today, where I was charged again, can't come up with nothing. A lot of falsehood, a lot of lies they are going to tell. But as I've said, there's a God, and the truth shall set me free. The truth. Let me bring him Mr. Conway, and then I'm going to give you all some more background information. CC, what say you, my brother?
Yeah, you're quite correct. I'm in your corner. I'm talking about the truth, Always remember quote, I think it was Abraham Lincoln. Say you can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. I repeat, you can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time. And I know you are a fair man, FAIR, very very fair, and people who I talk to. Up to I think a couple days ago, I was downtown and the man said, "Yeah, by Mr. Slow, they disciplined me, but he was very fair to me."
That one of the students here is saying that he can attest to that fear. I try to be fair to people then and even now. I always try to be. I don't lie on people. I don't lie on people. If you do something and may have made a mistake in the procedure or something, I just own up. You get off this time. Go and sin no more. Well, where does this thing come from? I was the chairman of the Police Office Commission from August 2018. Mr. Conway was a member. August 20, a matter of fact, August the 9th, 2018, we were sworn in as chairman and members of the Police Service Commission. I tell you all again, on the 16th of September, I had a meeting. I had a meeting with the president, the finale. At that meeting, well, the meeting started very cordial. The entire meeting was cordial. Tell you, I don't lie. The entire meeting was cordial. During the course of the meeting, President raised the issue about promotion of certain ranks. He mentioned Brutus, he mentioned Karimbash, he mentioned McPherson. At the time when he mentioned McPherson, I did not know who McPherson was. But later on, of course, I knew Karimbash and I knew Brutus. I told him that, well, he said that, people a lot of people not promoted for a long time and so on. I told him, I said, well, Chief, they got criteria for promotion. To be promoted to certain ranks, you have to pass the appropriate qualifying examination. And in some cases, in all cases, if you had pending disciplinary matters, you are not going to be considered for promotion. I told him that, right? And then he went on and he talked about other people who get pending disciplinary matters. He talked about pending matters. He called Paul Williams' name, Deputy Commissioner Paul Williams. So I said, well, look, all of these things have to be investigated, a proper investigation. I told him that. And then at the end, I did tell him that, look, the Police Office Commission had started a process to promote people at the end of the year, which is the tradition. And then he suggested that when we go through the process, I should let him know who those people are. And I said yes. I said yeah, but I never intended to provide the president with any such list because that is not the protocol. The Police Service Commission is an independent constitutional body. I left. The very next day, one of the acolytes, Arafat Kwalanda, known as Aro, and I met at a place in Middle Street. He called me and he wanted us to meet. I agreed because we know each other from Rifle Association. His father was a police. His father and I were in junior officer course together and things. I know him. So we met. As a matter of fact, when he told me I wasn't sure where the place was, he gave me direction. And coincidentally, we arrived around the same time. I came from the east, he came from the west, and turned into the place. We went and we sat. And then he told me that the purpose of the meeting is that Anil Nandlal, the Attorney General, wanted to have a meeting with me. He didn't say what the meeting should be about. And he wanted to know if I was in favor of meeting with him. I said, well, yes, as the chairman of the Police Service Commission, I'm going to meet with anyone. I'm meeting with anyone, but then I told him, I said, look, let me understand. Nobody's going to get me to compromise, to break the law, to compromise anything. Let me understand this thing clearly, but I ain't get no problem with meeting anyone. Then he asked me if I would meet with Bharat. I understand him then to mean Bharat Jagdev. I told him, buddy, as I said to you, I meet with anybody as chairman of the Police Service Commission, but they can't get me to come to do anything unethical, illegal. I told him that. I ain't gonna lie. Bring up the lie detector test. I can repeat it again, right? And the conversation thing. He did not tell me what was the purpose of the meeting, but from the nature of the conversation, I suspected they want to talk about promotion. Because following the ascension to the office of the president and the new government on the 2nd of August 2020, they moved a lot of people, senior police officers, were put into position, including Butas was brought from Borbies on the 16th of August 2020 and put at admin. He was a senior superintendent, never before as a junior person. They put them in these positions. But Blanham went back to crime chief and all of that. But then the issue was now, they wanted them promoted, and they can't promote the police service commissioners to promote. So I suspect that was the nature, that was what was being arranged for me to meet with them. And that is following the discussion I had with the president the day before, where he talked about promotion. All right. That is the 17th. I think around the next day or so, Sam Arrow called me back and said, man, you didn't tell me you meet with the big man. As I told you, I met with the president on the 16th, met with her on the 17th. I said, man, I thought you knew. Because during the course of the conversation with him, he told me how he and the president are cousins. He told me that. He said that president, we understand that the president didn't know we are wrong, but in time he can grow into the, all he tell me. He told me too that during the election issues there, it's true that Bharat Jagdev had COVID. He tell me that. He told me all of that, right? And then, all right, we left. Shortly after, I got a letter or a document from Edgar Thomas. Edgar Thomas, the man in charge of the Presidential Guard. He wrote to the Police Service Commission, recommended a whole set of ranks to get acting appointment, which is irregular. No officer in the force, whether he's head of the Presidential Guard or any place else, has the authority to write to the Police Service Commission. These things are channeled. If they got a history, got to carry to the commissioner. Oppie was the man carrying out the functions at the time. He was very improper in doing so. So we discussed it at the Police Service Commission, and I was mandated to write him a strong letter, which I did. I wrote him a letter and rebuked him. So you can't write to the Police Service Commission about promotion or anything else. And the same day the letter was dispatched to Thomas, when I arrived home, I got a call from the president. Hear this. I got a call from President Irfan Ali. This is not no secretary call, directly from his cell phone. Then I realized that I had stored his cell phone number long before he became president. Got the thing show up, that is the President Irfan Ali. I answered the phone. And again, a very jovial matter. It wasn't a rancorous exchange. He said, man, you're going to large one, Thomas. But I instructed him to write about these acting appointments and so on. I said, well, Mr. President, even if that were so, Thomas, as a senior officer, ought to know that he can write to the Police Service Commission. He has to write to the commissioner, and the commissioner can initiate the process. I said, you're not being properly advised by him. He should have told you that. And he said, all right, man, you must go easy on and thing. And the conversation ended there. Conversation ended there. Now, when I informed, all I say, I kept my other colleagues in the Police Service Commission abreast of what was going on. Because that is a relationship we had. Kept them abreast. I got back, and we, even before the meeting with the president, the commission had instructed the secretary to write to the police administration to ask them to submit recommendations for promotion by a certain time, right? Long before the meeting with the president. I suspect it might have been even before the government changed. I can't remember the exact timeline. After the meeting with the president, when this matter was discussed, we then realized that the secretary had not written to the police administration. I was mad. And I expressed my dissatisfaction because I said, now that we are writing, it will appear that we are only doing so because of the meeting I had with the president, when we know that this was discussed before. and the letter was dispatched. They were given a deadline. Brutus responded at some stage, asked for extension, which was granted. On the 17th of December 2020, I remember them days. I'm not referring to any notes or so. On the 17th of December 2020, the Police Service Commission received several letters from Brutus. The lawyer, Satram, wrote on behalf of these people. Brutus, Prem Narayan, Shavan Jupiter, Rabindranath Stanley, Sheikh Bashad Bakas, the one at Esikobu Kemraj, and about 6 or 7 of them wrote. And they wrote to say, I got the copies of them letters, Get them. Wrote to say that they're aware that police the commission should be considering promotion, and they're aware that these names that we call are pending disciplinary matters, and they are saying that these matters should be completed before any promotion is made. And then they went on to threaten the commission to say, should the commission go ahead and make promotions without the disciplinary matters against them being completed, they will move to the High Court to nullify the promotion. That was on the 17th of December 2020. The Police Service Commission had not met yet to consider promotion. We met for the first time on the 23rd of December 2020. And we created a short list, meaning from all the recommendations from all the work we did, we created a list to be further considered, right? That is on the 23rd of December. On the 23rd of the night of the 23rd of December, when I reached home, even on the way home, I was asked to call the president. And this is not by any staff of the president, I was asked by a third party to make contact with the president. I was reluctant to do so because I immediately said, well, the fact that the Police Service Commission met on the 23rd of December, the same day, and the president wanted me to talk to him, given the fact that we had a conversation the 16th of September dealing with promotion. I think it's the promotion he wanted to talk about. I said, I'm here calling me. I said, I have not, said to myself, I'm not going to call him. I came in and I got about 2 other calls. The man waiting to talk to you and so on. And the discipline got the better of me. My discipline got the better of me. I decided that I was going to call the president. And I did so. I called him and he answered. And for the first couple seconds of the conversation, it was very civil. I told him he was somewhere on the East Coast. And again, let me tell you all this can be investigated. Any proper investigator can check to see if the president was indeed on the East Coast on the evening of the 23rd of December, 2020. So I ain't making these things up. Then he said he was on the East Coast at some meeting or some engagement and blah, 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 he tell me. Then he asked about the promotion. And then he asked specifically about the promotion of Brutus at Karimbash. And I said, well, sir, as I told you before, these ranks have pending disciplinary matters, and ranks with pending disciplinary matters cannot be considered for promotion. Who tell me say that? The man flying to rage. How long you will keep them things pending? Are you only keeping things pending for the night before promotion? I said, sir, it is not so. It is not so. And I explained to him, I said, in the case of Brutus, he was the cause of the delay. I say in the case of Karimbash has taken the Police Service Commission to court in respect to the matter. The matter is pending before the court. How can we? He make a whole set of knives. I can't do. He behave like a seagull, flying, crap off the place, and make a whole set of knives, crap off the place, and then he left. He terminated the call. Right? That's on the night of the 23rd. The next day, Christmas Eve day, the 24th of December, Robeson, that same Robeson, communicated with Happy that he wants several persons, several senior officers and junior people charged for several criminal offenses. And it was clear that many of the persons who he wanted charged were persons who were shortlisted. And it became evident that the only reason why he did that is because they did not want those persons promoted. So as I say, if you get pending disciplinary matters, you can't be considered. So these ranks who were shortlisted, say, they get pending criminal charge. So they, and then Brutus, on the same day, Brutus wrote to them, to these ranks who were identified, to tell them that they were being investigated by SOCU and CID headquarters for a whole set of strange charges. In the case of the late Edmund Cooper, he was being investigated criminally for neglected duty because they claim that when the protesters came out on West Coast Barbies to protest the death of the Henry boys, he did not take enough proper and sufficient action to get them off the road, the protesters. That is what they said. Brutus wrote that. And in the case of Azor, Philip Azor, they wrote to say that he assaulted a diplomat at the Election Commission's office in Hatfield Street. Imagine they're saying a senior police officer assaulted a diplomat. And that was in 2020. This is 2025. Everything ain't going no place up to now. Wicked and stink and dirty people. So I walk you up to that point. So let me bring in Mr. Conway in case there's anything that he wants to say I might have left out from the time we became members of the commission on to the 24th of December 2020. CC, take a little batin, man. Let me bring in. CC, let me hear you from I started off from when we was sworn in up to the 24th of December. Let me hear you.
Even before that, because of the work we did, the excellent work that we did as members of the Police Service Commission, the police, as the then sitting Police Association, met and they decided they're going to recommend us for a second term. They're going to write the National Assembly recommending all of us for a second term because of the excellent work that we did. We had a couple more months to go. Words filtered out to the government that this thing that they're going to recommend us for a second term. And they sprang into action. Their golden boy, their poster boy, Calvin Brutus, held a meeting with the police association, and coming out of the Ellen election, he was a returning officer, and in that election he came out with Prebner Ryan as the chairman of the police association. All the other members were not selected. So Prebner Ryan became the chairman of the police association and the other members. And the thing is, as I said before, is that the association will make recommendations to Parliament, to the National Assembly, for persons to become members of the police service. 4 members. The select committee in Parliament will reach and they will send the names after deliberation to the president, who will appoint those persons. The 5th person is mandatory, whosoever is the chairman of the Public Service Commission. So they met and they selected their own members of the Police Association. Happy, who was performing the functions of the commissioner, wasn't aware of that. And the same day, he got, I think it was Deputy Superintendent MTH, to hold another meeting. And the meeting, the elections that they held, is that all the members of the Standing Service Commission were re-elected. So we had 2 elections in one day. One by MTH and another one by Brutus. And the thing is that they disenfranchised thousands of policemen for selecting persons to become members of the association. They disregarded the branch boards. They disregarded the Central Conference, the Central Committee, and they breached Section 43 and 44 of the Police Act, Chapter 1601, and the Police Standing Order number 35 that deals with police association. Happy then vitiated both elections. You say both null and void. You call to Carmichael Street. You call to a building northwest of Brigdown Police Station. He was called to a house in Robb Street. And shortly after, he wrote that due to mature thinking, the election of Prebner Ryan and others was the one that was legal. Now remember I said that these members of the association will to become select persons to become members of the Police Service Commission. So what I did, they were given the names, said these are the people by the politician, these are the people that we want to become members of the police association. And understand they were promised that they would be rewarded. So they submitted the names to Parliament. It went through to the president. The president appointed who are the current people there. Who are the current people there. And they breached the police standing order and the police act. And let me tell you, where is it? I'm going to read section 43, talking about police association, 43.1 of the Police Act, chapter 61. It says, for the purpose of enabling inspectors, summoning officers, and constables to consider and bring to the notice of the commissioner and the minister matters affecting their general welfare and efficiency, there shall be established an organization to be called a police association, which shall act through branch boards, central conferences, and a central committee as provided for by the rules made under section 44. 2 saying, the police association, and listen to this carefully, shall be entirely independent of and unassociated with anybody outside the force, and shall have no power to make representation in relation to any matter of discipline, promotion, transfer, or leave of any member or any matter affecting the association. So these people here were handpicked by the politician, given to the police association. Remember, they created the members and they sent it to Parliament, and it went right through. So they have their own people. So they want say Brutus, Karimbash, and all those persons to be appointed. That was it. And they give the list, and I give the list to the association saying to the Police Service Commission, these are the persons that we want to be promoted. Subsequently, the president suspended us, unconstitutional. So that's where they started. Get rid of the standing Police Service Commission. And then they say, charge Conway, charge Parslow, and charge others, and Parslow and Conway, and then move to the president to have us suspended, which was done. And point a note that all the members of that association that they handpicked, all were promoted either by the Police Service Commission or the Commissioner of Police. Everyone was they were promoted, payback time. And we had Prebner Ryan move from a inspector to a superintendent. I call it triple jumper. And I say, if we want to win a gold medal at the Olympics, send the triple jumper to the Olympics. Send him, and he's going to win Guyana Forest gold medal at the Olympics. So they caught the thing. Disenfranchised thousands of policemen. Thousands of policemen were disenfranchised. They didn't have the opportunity to select persons to represent them as members of the police association. The politician did that. Give them the names, send the names to Parliament. They did the biddings, and they were all rewarded.
Yeah, well said. All rewarded. So I left off on the Christmas Eve day with Ben. Now, the Police Service Commission met again in the run-up to the end of the year, and we were refining the list. And I think it was on the 30th of December, we got word that Brutus had moved to the High Court. Same Calvin Brutus, they used it to move to the High Court to get an injunction to prevent the Police Office Commission I chair, and on which Mr. Conway is a member, from continuing, from releasing any promotion. We got word, the lawyer came, the in-house Police Office Commission lawyer came and told us that the Chief Justice had made an order for the status quo in the force to remain. They use the word injunction, the status quo in the force to remain. And I questioned, said, what does that mean? She said, it means that you shouldn't make any promotion and so on. I said, all right. All right. If that is the case, then we suspended the meeting. No promotions were made because we're not going to violate the law. We obey the law. And if and obey the court made an order for the status quo to remain in the force, and we abide by that. And then what happened? The matter started to drag. The matter came up in court, and at the first hearing, Anil Nandalal, SC, MP, came and represented. The matter was all before the acting Chief Justice. And he said, words to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, that this thing looked bad. Yeah, the way police suing the commission, and he wanted an opportunity to speak to the parties to resolve the matter. The words to the effect, that is what he said. Right? And the Chief Justice granted that permission. He called 2 meetings. The first meeting, I was traveling. I think been somewhere halfway around the world. Can't remember, I had to get up something like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to attend the meeting via Zoom. Those persons who were in Guyana went to the meeting. And basically what they wanted us to promote these people who are pending disciplinary matters. And I made the point very clear. I said, we the commission are not going to be blackmailed into promoting anyone. And I said that if they want to be considered for promotion, the first thing they have to do is to discontinue the legal proceedings. Because we can't get them all in gone to head and then say, I said, no. There was a second meeting, I remember. Because at the second meeting, some of the members who were given letters to say they were being investigated, they joined. They get a lawyer, I think it was Mr. Todd, to join in the proceedings. And that fizzled out. They ain't gone away. So the matter proceeded in the court. And the Chief Justice, all the arguments and all of that. And then finally she decided that she was going to render her decision on the 18th of June, 2021. Listen to this carefully. As I said, I'm referring to no notes, something in my brain. Talking about brain, let me say this. Another quote from UC Anderson. I'm not a liar, but he says, I did not go to law school in summertime or I flood. And the God of heaven, whom I serve, did not create my brain on the day between Sunday and Monday. Let me read that back for y'all. This is another quote from UC Anderson. He said, I did not go to law school in summertime or I flood. And the God of heaven, whom I serve, did not create my brain on the day between Sunday and Monday. Are you paraphrasing that? So I didn't go to school, and I didn't go to IFLOT. I did summer school because we were going to university, certain subjects like maths, I took that summertime, where you could concentrate on one subject or two, right? And he said, my brain wasn't created on the day between Monday and Sunday. I don't know what day is, but my brain wasn't created then. Just like you see Anderson, my brain wasn't created then. So I'm saying to you, I'm not referring to notes. So the Chief Justice said that she was going to undo the ruling on the 18th of June, 2021. On the 16th of June, I was working in St. Lucia. I was at the stadium, Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia, where the Wi-Fi was intermittent. Even before that, I told my lawyer, Selwyn Peters, who became the lawyer of the commission, I said, Selwyn, the government or the president is going to suspend the Police Service Commission. He said, but they can't do that. He said the requisite bodies and so on were not in place, because to suspend it is mandated in the Constitution that you have to get a Judicial Service Commission, that to set up tribunal. I said, watch me. I read the crystal ball. I said, Selwyn, watch me. They are going to suspend the Police Service Commission. Right? He said, what the unlawful and unconstitutional is a lie. I said, watch me. So on this afternoon of the 16th, I am at the Darren Sammy Stadium, out of Wi-Fi range. And when I came within Wi-Fi range by the pavilion, my phone started to go mad, picking up all them WhatsApp. I look, I see the thing, Police Service Commission suspended. I went straight to my hotel. And I called Selwyn. I said, see what I tell you? Put the suspect. We said the thing and I said, well, them people are concerned about constitution and all of that. Right? So what happened then? Selwyn wrote them a long letter. We have it in file to tell the president, to point out to the president that his action was unconstitutional. And therefore he went ahead to advise us that we should continue with our work as members of the Police Service Commission. That was on the 16th, the suspension took place, all of us. Even before that, once me and Conway charged in May of 2021, Mark Phillips, the Prime Minister, wrote to me and Conway for us to show cause why he should not advise the president that we should be suspended from the Police Service Commission. The reason being that we were charged with this trumped-up charge of conspiracy to commit fraud. And within a short time thereafter, same lion Mark Phillips wrote to us again. This time he wrote to all the members of the Police Service Commission for us to show cause why he should not advise the president to suspend all of us. I know why he wanted this time, because he said we joined with Member of Parliament Ganesh Mike Paul to challenge the constitutionality of the amendment to the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act. That is a whole story by itself. I ain't got time for going into it. We did challenge it. But here it is. We were not the only service commission to challenge. The Teaching Service Commission, the Public Service Commission, all of them challenged it as well. All of them challenged the amendment to the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act. But they zero in on the Police Service Commission to write us to suspend. They never wrote to the others to suspend them. I tell you, it's a whole conspiracy. So coming back to the 18th, when the matter came up before the Chief Justice did not render decision on that date. She put it off to the 28th of June, 2021. She put it off. And when she finally, on the 28th, gave the decision, among the things she said she found Calvin Brutus to be self-serving. And a whole set of other things she read out. And she threw out the challenge brought by Calvin Brutus, where he was joined by Chief Mossad, Brakas, Prem Narain, Shavan Jupiter, Rabindranath Stanley, and all of them. She threw it out. Right? All right. When she threw it out on the 28th, we went ahead on the same 28th and we released the promotions which were held up since December 2020. The promotions were released the same night. At that time, I was in Grenada. I used to island up, to work on island up. So by the time the 28th, the 16th, I was in St. Lucia. By the time the decision was rendered on 28th, I was working in Grenada. We released because we had meetings and so on, we released the promotions with all the dates and everything. 28. Happy was sitting there and did nothing. On the night of the 29th of June 2021, Anil Nandlal, SCMP, went on his program, Issues in the News, on NCN, and then he said a whole set of things. In other words, I might have said, the man talk a whole squandle about. A whole set of things he did. And among the things he said, that the government will not recognize the promotions. He also said that the Police Service Commission, that people like me have no place in a society governed by the rule of law, which I deemed to be a threat, and which I reported to the police, and nothing had happened. Nothing had happened. I reported it. He called me, singling out my name. Pastor, believe he's a Bajan. And Bajan is reference to a notorious Trinidadian character. All of these things were submitted in a statement to the police with an old transcript of the program Issues in the News aired on the night of the 29th of June 2021. Nothing had happened. Nothing. And on a day like today, today is the 21st day of February 2025, many of those ranks who were promoted by us on the 28th of June 2021 have not been promoted. Some who get promotion when they did the last promotion in June or July of 2022 were denied the rank. In other words, we have promoted some people to superintendent. They promote them to deputy superintendent as well. Many of those persons have retired without getting the benefit of the promotion. You think that's ordinary wicked and stink and dirty? Denied those people promotion. Brutus was the instigator of all of that. The golden by the UC as the attack dog. Carry to court and all of that. Carry to court. Now, with the suspension of the Police Service Commission, it was challenged. I challenged it on behalf of the commission. We got attorney at law, Mr. Selwyn Peters. He was joined later by Dexter Todd and Dexter Smart from that law firm, and we fought the matter. Court. Now, let me tell you this. I share this one. Share the life, share the life. This is a sweet part. All over sweet, but this is sweeter. So what happened? The matter dragged on before the court, And then the first challenge that the Attorney General made was that the president was named as a respondent. We named President Irfan Ali as a respondent. And Ali Nandalal successfully challenged that. Say the president enjoys immunity under the Constitution, and therefore you cannot name him as a respondent in a civil lawsuit. So having all the arguments, he won. The only thing he won that. And the judge said, well, you have to remove the president name from the rubric. That is a legal language. Take out the president name from the rubric of this application. We did that. Then the judge, Justice Gino Prasad, having made that decision, decided that he was going to do what we call case management. In other words, he's going to set the date for things. At that stage, the Attorney General Anil Nandalal informed the court that they had filed an application, I think the very day or sometime then, to have the entire matter struck out on the grounds that the life of the Police Service Commission had ended, which it did on the 8th of August 2021. The life, because the Service Commission life is 3 years. And our life, the life of this commission automatically ended on the 8th of August 2021. But let me back up too. I said, me again notes and taken from the computer. The suspension we talk about on the 16th of June 2021, when the life of the Police Service Commission would have automatically ended on the 8th of August, less than 2 months it had, less than 2 months, and the president unconstitutionally suspended the commission. Why? Because he knew he would have been advised that the decision of the Chief Justice would not be in favor of Brutus and the others. And therefore, they did not want a Police Service Commission to be in place when the Chief Justice knocked out the challenge brought by Brutus and the others. Simple. You don't gotta be a rocket scientist to figure it out. They didn't want the commission, so he suspended the Service Commission. So Nanil Andalal said the matter should be struck out because the life of the commission ended on the 8th of August 2021, and therefore they could not continue with the proceedings. Arguments again, arguments for and against. Eventually, Justice Gino Prasad ruled that notwithstanding the fact that the life of the commission had ended, the matter was of sufficient public interest to be heard and determined on its merit. And then he went on to say what they're going to do, they're going to substitute Paul Slow in the place and stead of the Police Service Commission. So while the action was against the Police Service Commission versus his people, Justice Gino Prasad ruled that it would be Paul Slow versus those people. Nandalal wasn't pleased with that. He moved to the full court, challenging the decision to substitute Paul Slow in the place and stead of the Police Service Commission. Full court, again, arguments, they are the arguments, and then it was the full court disallowed the appeal. In other words, the full court agreed with the judge. However, they made a slight adjustment. They said there was no need to have Paul Slow replaced, right? Substitute Paul Slow in his place instead of the Police Service Commission. Paul Slow will be added as an applicant in his own right. right? So the matter became now Paul Slow as one of the applicants versus the Police Service Commission, the Attorney General. And I sit back and relax and hear Friday afternoon vibes. Friday afternoon. Then what happened? The Attorney General, not satisfied with the decision of the full court, sought leave from the full court to appeal the matter to the appeal court. The Attorney General sought leave of the full court to appeal the matter to the appeal court, Guyana appeal, the Court of Appeal in Guyana. And that leave was denied. The full court tell you said, let's get on with it. We're going to argue the matter on its merit and so on. Denied. So you have to go back now and argue. By which time there was a new police service commission. Right? New police service commission. The new police service commission then retained the King's Counsel now, Darshani. Right? They retained the counsel. And then they made an application now, say they want to withdraw, they want to discontinue the proceedings. They want to discontinue the proceedings. And the judge tell them, well, you can discontinue if you want, but Paul Slow is there in his own right, and you cannot discontinue Paul Slow's interest in this matter. And of course, I tell them, I ain't discontinuing nothing. I ain't like Brutus. I ain't pushing in and pulling out. I am not that vulgar. So when I go in for stay. I ain't going to pull out like what Brutus doing. Pull out, push in, pull out. I know y'all gonna like that. I know y'all gonna like that. I didn't pull it out, so I tell them no. And the matter proceeded. And then, I think it was in 2023, Justice Gino Prasad rendered his decision. He said that the decision by the president to suspend the commission, the Police Service Commission, was ultra vires Article 225 of the Constitution. It was null, void, and he used a lot of adjectives to describe it, and of no legal effect. That is what the judge ruled. In other words, what the judge ruled is that the Police Service Commission that I chaired was never suspended. And therefore, all the actions that we took, including the promotion of those ranks, were valid. And they still didn't recognize the promotion. Then, nonetheless, as to be expected, said he can appeal the decision of Justice Gino Prasad. Well, you know what, because they didn't come up yet. That has not come up as yet. It has not come up. So we're giving you this background for you to understand where we are today. Where today I face this additional charge of what I say, anonymity of defendant. These things are not in isolation. They wanted to get at me because they say I defy the president. I stood up to the president and said, no, these people are not going to be promoted because they have pending disciplinary matters. And the court said, the Chief Justice acting, said that we were correct. The Police Service Commission can take pending disciplinary matters into consideration in determining promotions. She said so. And she quoted all them case laws and all them everything. She said that we were within our rights to take into consideration those ranks who have pending disciplinary matters to deny them. And what happened? What happened? All of those persons were promoted. You know why? Because the Police Service Commission now, headed by Justice, Bishop Finley, I think is his name, Bishop Finley. I'm still trying to figure out whether he's a religious bishop or whether he's a chessboard bishop. Because I really can't imagine a religious bishop doing all of these unreligious things, right? Including the tribal union, right? So, the Police Service Commission, by then it was appointed, and then what they did? They said that they wrote to all the ranks. I have seen the letter, so I ain't guessing. All the ranks who are pending disciplinary matters, they said the matters have been dismissed, paving the way for them to be promoted in 2022. Well, let me say this. I've said it before. The regular students will know. The Police Service Commission, Finley's Service Commission, had no authority to dismiss those matters. You can't dismiss cases that have not been tried. Let me understand this thing clearly. I'm teaching this afternoon. If you dismiss a case, it means that you'd have gone through the process. And at the end, you would have found that there was no evidence against the people. That is dismissed. Right? You dismiss. But they said they dismissed and they never had a trial. They never had a trial. What they could have done, I think what they were empowered to do, was to discontinue the matter, not dismiss, And they're so dunce they don't know the difference between dismissal and discontinuation. They could have discontinued the disciplinary matters against them, but they wrote to say the matters were dismissed. And you cannot, I repeat, dismiss matters when there was no trial. And there was no trial in the cases of all these people. Brutus, Karim Bash, Chevron Jupiter, Shepard Bacchus. Well, he matter had completed, Stanley, and all of them who had matters. They couldn't dismiss the matters lawfully. They wanted what they should have done, all right, given the time that elapsed and all them time, they could have discontinued. And let me talk about the time that elapsed. When we took over the Police Service Commission in 2018, one of my and the commission's goal was to try to deal with all the outstanding disciplinary matters. People had disciplinary matters outstanding for years, through no fault of theirs. So we adopted a process. I submitted a paper, I think it was around 2009, recommending a process in keeping with Article 212.2 of the Constitution. It was adopted by the Commission. Commission agreed and then adopted it. Whereas the Commission will delegate the authority to members of the force to investigate and to conduct a disciplinary inquiry. We started that process. And we were able, I'm proud to say, check the records. Ask the next line one, who is the secretary there. We had cleared up a whole set of disciplinary matters were pending against officers. Enough matters. Because I said, and we agreed, the commission agreed, that you can't discontinue, it wasn't fair for discontinue. Get somebody to investigate, the allegation was made, and in the process of putting up the report, they can indicate in the recommendation that this matter has been outstanding for an inordinately long time and recommend that the matter should be discontinued. And we discontinued many matters under those circumstances. Right? We did that. And the records will show. The records will show lots and lots of matters we dealt with. Lots of matters we cleared up. Because there is a flaw, continues to be a flaw in the whole process dealing with disciplinary matters with officers and inspectors. Because while another law recognized that, and the Chief Justice alluded to it during our decision, while the Constitution gives the Police Commission the authority to discipline up ranks in the force from inspector to assistant commissioner, the commission doesn't have investigative powers. It's just the 5 members of the commission. We do not have, they do not have investigative authority. And the Constitution, Article 212.2, ties you into who can investigate, not investigate, who can deal with disciplinary matters. One or more members of the Police Service Commission, and in the case of discipline, members in the police force. So that is the process we were following. And that is why we say to you that this tribal union that they set up is unconstitutional. They said that. Brutus Ashoyi listening. Unconstitutional. There's no provision in the Constitution. And they're talking about the Police Act, Discipline Act, Chapter 1701. The Constitution is the supreme law, as Mr. Conway has been pointing out repeatedly to us. And any law that conflicts with the Constitution is null and void. The law has to go. So that we understand it clearly. So that is what I did. To promote all those people. And again, before I begin, Mr. Conway, let me make the point. This Police Service Commission that they have there now, which is not fully constituted, I'm going to ask Mr. Conway to expand on that. Since that list was rushed to them at the end of June 2022, and they made that promotion, promoting civilian people who had left the job and all them type of thing, promoting one body to more than one rank and all them type of thing. They have not come up with another promotion. A list was leaked last year, and we know what happened. They are denying ranks in the police force promotion, deserving ranks. We're talking about all them dishonest ones, deserving ranks. Many ranks have retired, many ranks are approaching retirement and cannot get the benefit of the numeration or remuneration for the rank that should have really held. It is unfair to the ranks, and so no wonder the force is demoralized. Apart from the fact that you get an assistant commissioner, former 261 charges and all that, right? Apart from the fact all the allegations being made against members of the force, people beating them up on the road and all that. No respect. and the force is demoralized. And I challenge them to dispute that. Challenge them to this. Let them do a survey to find out if ranks get the opportunity to leave the gun. Offer them the benefits and let them go the gun. Let me bring in Mr. Conway, then I'm going to come back to this thing. We get at least half an hour. CC, your take on what I've said so far. Especially, I want you to tell them about the point I made just now about what did I say about the promotion, the last promotion in 2022. Go ahead.
Well, I always remember the last promotion, you know. Here it was that on the 1st of July 2022, that bishop, who's supposed to be a man of God, Bishop Patrick Finley, in an interview said that he was awaiting the list of recommendations from the ranks, from the Commissioner of Police for the promotion of ranks. That's on the 1st of July. And on the 2nd of July, 252 persons were promoted. There could not have been any due diligence. I remember in our times, and we gotta take credit for it. We used to check every file. Anybody recommended, we used to check the file. I remember them two ladies, West Adams and Clay Jarvis. They used to go through minutely the files to check. So they had no opportunity to do any due diligence. Therefore, the whole promotion was corrupt. Persons who left the work they promote. Persons who had the spare matter spending they promote. One woman get promoted 2 times to two different rank. The triple jumper with nothing, with no real professional nor academic qualification, moved from an inspector to a superintendent. Yeah. Supersession became the order of the day. And this thing was headed by a bishop, you know, by a bishop. And from then to now, not one promotion, not one acting appointment. And to make matters worse, the present Police Service Commission is not properly and fully constituted. According to the Constitution, there must be 5 members. One is a given mandatory, the chairman of the Public Service Commission, whoever he or she may be, and 4 other members nominated by persons who have interests, who appear to have the interests of members of the force. So the 4 names, just like how they had when they Brutus formed the police association yearly elections, and persons were elected there, that they give them names. They give them names to send to the National Assembly. So in its present state now, they have 4 members of the Service Commission. The chairman of the Public Service Commission, and 3 other members who were nominated and approved by the president. So they gotta get a 4th member. I can remember when they had 4 members of the Service Commission, the Chief Justice ruled that in its present state, it's not fully and lawfully constituted and cannot perform any functions of the Service Commission unless they get a 5th member of the Service Commission. Right now, they got 4. And so the decision that they made to establish the tribunal, or as the sergeant said, the tribal union, was unconstitutional, null and void, and of no legal effect. They got to go back to the process. Nomination to the National Assembly. The Select Committee has got to meet and send the name to the replacement name to the president. And the president has got to get meaningful consultation with the leader of the opposition before this appointment is made. And this This meaningful consultation, not Gail Teixeira writing Abby Norton and Abby Norton responding to her in some kind of way, and then she write and say, hey, this is the man we will select. No, 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 no. That is not meaningful consultation, exchange of letters between Gail Teixeira and Abby Norton. There must be meaningful consultation. And I repeat, the present Police Service Commission, according to a ruling by the Honorable Chief Justice recently, is that it must get 5 members. It can't operate with 4. Operating with 4 would be unconstitutional. And therefore, the appointment of the tribal union, the appointment of the tribunal is illegal, unconstitutional, has no legal effect. I hope Brutus listening. Brutus is not my friend. There are too much of wicked allegations against him. And I know that he did wickedness to me too. But he's not my friend. But I believe in justice, in the rule of law. And I believe in upholding the Constitution. The Constitution is the supreme law. It is a supreme law, and any other law or any tribunal that collides with the Constitution, it's got to be fatal. And not like fatal like what the traffic men will start, fatal accident and fatal incident. It's got to be fatal. They're dead right there. As long as it collides with the Constitution, dead right there. Therefore, what they said they did there, that they set up this tribunal, is unconstitutional. And also, the charge Brutus on the tribunal charge under the Police Discipline Act, Chapter 17:01. And it said every alleged commission of a breach of discipline shall be investigated as soon as practicable by a member of the force not below the rank of a sergeant and of a higher rank than the member of the force who has committed the offense. So who should have investigated Brutus? It got to be Karimbash, it got to be Budram, it got to be Simon, it had to be Blanham, or it had to be Watts. A deputy commissioner of police had to do the investigation. No civilian. The act doesn't cater for any civilian to express disciplinary control over members of the force from inspector to assistant commissioner. It is wrong, it is illegal, it is null and void, and has no legal effect.
Unless that civilian is a member of the Police Service Commission. Now, let me say this. Well said, my brother. You want to ask why the rush to promote in July of 2022 that Mr. Conway explained. On the 4th of July, no promotion. That is in the on the sideline of the police drumhead service. That is what the bishop said. And then the next day, very night promotion. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you, Ann. Sit back, relax, share the life. Following all of these matters that I filed and was going through with the court to determine the lawfulness of the suspension of the Police Service Commission, remember I said the former commission. Now, I was of the view that that commission should not be allowed to make any promotion until the suspension of my commission was ordered and determined by the court, the lawfulness of that suspension. And until, therefore, the ranks who we had promoted, right, the lawfulness of such an action wouldn't be determined. I said, this new commission should not. I spoke to my lawyers and they agreed. We said that we want to go to court and get an injunction to prevent the new commission from making any promotion to the rank of inspector to assistant commissioner until and unless this matter that was pending, dragging through the court, was ordered and determined. We made a mistake, tactical mistake, in that I think the matter was filed a Friday, right? Matter was filed and served on a Friday. Let me explain to you how these things happen. You file the matter, and then you have to serve it on the respondent. So in our case, we have to serve it on the commissioner, we have to serve it on the attorney general, we have to serve it on the Police Service Commission, the new Police Service Commission. That was in the last Friday in June. Now, the first Monday in July was a public holiday in respect of CARICOM Day. So there is a tactical mistake we made. We make a tactical blunder. We file a Friday and it's served. So the court could not have met until the Tuesday. Could be no meeting of any court until the Tuesday. So file Friday and serve. They get Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which was holiday, and they were instructed, hey, hustle and make this promotion before Tuesday. So by the time the judge get this application, the promotions would have already been made. And as I've indicated before on this program, you cannot injunct what is already done. So that is what happened. They went ahead and they rushed to the promotion. Just like how the list was sent to the Police Service Commission, they released the list. First time in the history of the police force, a release for promotion for the Police Service Commission came by way of a government order. The normal procedure is that the Police Service Commission will create a list and send it to the administration of the police force. So these are the people who we are recommending. The practice had been that once the police administration receive that list, they will then write individual letters to the persons who have been preferred, persons who are promoted. They would write, in many cases, when that list is sent to the police, the effective dates are not indicated then, because the effective date requires a lot of work to make sure people are not superseded and they get a right date. Now, we changed a part of that in 2018 when we make the promotion. And we decided that if the Police Service Commission is making a promotion, the commissioner should not write people to tell them that they're promoted. We, the commission, will write on the commission's letterhead to tell them that they're promoted. And that's what we implemented. We, the commission, felt it would have been more significant for us to write them on the Police Service Commission letterhead to tell people that they are promoted. And in terms of the date, what I did then, I make sure that I worked out all the dates. So in the letter, they got what was the effective date of the promotion. Before 2018, for a long time before then, everybody getting the same date. Look at the same promotion for people like Watts and Blanum and Budram. All of them get the same date. Laziness on the part of the secretary, Jaigobin Jai Singh. He did admit to us he didn't know that. Right? And then he is alleged to have made statement. Because once you get the right dates, then police would get a little back pay. Because there is an establishment in the force. And the establishment calls for a particular number of persons in each level. I think 12 assistant commissioner. So if you're going to promote, let's say 4 assistant commissioner, it meant that 4 would have come off at different times, retired, died, or left the work at different times. You have to then do the research to see what dates they came off at. And the new ones get those dates. Whether it's a year, 1 month, they get the date, so they get the necessary retroactive pay. Jaigoban Jai Singh is alleged. He told me that he didn't know that, right? And then he's alleged to have said that police had me back pay. Perhaps now, with people like Brutus and the extended squatter, they need no back pay. I don't think. But it's laziness. And the laziness continues because in December last year, the 19th to be exact, when the president made the promotions, everybody got the same date. The commissioner promoted from the 19th of December. All the deputy commissioners promoted 19th of December. Madness, how can that be? And then last night, one of my colleagues, former colleagues, said, it's the first time you ever see deputy commissioners sworn in by the president. It's big set of bluff and bluster and fanfare. Normally, the commissioner is sworn in, and then I think the commissioner swears in his deputies and so on. But no, they come and they talk, the president go there and talk a lot of crap. And I'm not being disrespectful because I said respect is something you have to earn. And they have not earned my respect. They have not. And they have not earned the respect of many people. So the whole thing is in madness. How can you promote 5 deputy commissioners and all of them is the same date? You're suggesting that the deputy commissioners before that, all of them came off at the same time? No, madness. And I even worked it out. I even worked out how the seniority should be, and I added it on this program. I sure they could go back and look, and if they're not obstinate, they can decide, hey, slow the right. Let me give these people the day. Because it is not too late for them to correct that mistake, that mistake that the president made in promoting the commissioner and all the deputies from effective from the 19th of December 2024. Madness, madness, incompetence. That is incompetence. I don't know who are advising these people, if at all they are being advised. But as we close, let me say this. I thought it necessary to come here this afternoon, or we thought it necessary to come here this afternoon, to fill you in on a lot of things. So you can see the background. You can see today, this new charge that they brought against me today is not to be seen in isolation. They are after me, right? They want to silence me. They're not comfortable with the truth being told to you, the students, right? Before I go forward, let me compliment you on your attendance this afternoon. I'm pleasantly surprised. I never expected to have this number of students in the class. I think that is testimony to the fact that you know that we come and we speak the truth. So we have to give you the background for you to understand why today Slow was charged with what they say. I can't even look at the thing because I don't know what the charge. They say anonymity of defendant. And later on, as time unfolds, we're going to hear what it is. We're going to hear what it is. Because whatever will happen, let me walk you out through the process. As I've said, I have to go back to court on the 26th. At the 30th, there is a bail. I put on bail, $200,000 bail, to return to court one on the 26th of this month, which is next Wednesday, to answer to the charge. I don't know if the charge is indictable or if the charge is summary. If it's indictable, the people will swear to the information, and the magistrate will read the charge to me and tell me that I'm not required to plead, and then they're going to set a date for perhaps disclosure and all of that. If it's a summary charge, the magistrate will read the charge to me and ask me for my plea, and I know I can plead. And the dates are going to be set for disclosure. But I'm anxiously awaiting the disclosure, because at disclosure time, there is where you're going to see the evidence that they intend to present when the trial starts. And one of the disappointing things in the whole system, not for me, in general in the justice system in Guyana, these things take a long, long time, cost you a lot. It takes a long time. These charges I'm talking about, the one that the trial continued today, the 3 sexual offense charges, those charges were filed on the 19th of May, 2021. The allegation is that these things occurred, these incidents occurred on the 26th, 29th of March, and on the 2nd of April, 2019. And this is 2025, the matter can't come to an end yet. So I have no reasonable expectation that this new charge can done for. Drag you out a long time now, get you spending money and so on. But I say this, let me read back the quotation. I said, let it be known to all and sundry that I fear not yesterday, not tomorrow, not today, and not any creature known to man, irrespective of the office they hold. I am not possessed by a spirit of fear. I am frightened nothing. They sit back. They had a meeting some time ago at a bar on the East Coast, and they say that they're going to make Slow the next Crummy Wing. In other words, they murdered Crummy Wing at Diamond. I think it was 2015. So they're planning for murder Slow. I am not afraid. Unlike them, I know that I have to die one day. All this money they're thieving and all the wealth they're taking up because they're young and dead. They are not going to die, but I know that they have to die. I'm not afraid of that. I said on this program before, death is one of the most irrational fears people have. Irrational because we all know that we have to die, and yet still we are fearful. I don't know, I can't rationalize that. So I am not fearful. I have to die one day. And at the end of the day, I say to you, all of us, the day when we're going to go is the Lord will determine that day. Not them who sit down at the bar on the East Coast and planning for Slow. You know, back in would have been 2021, I think it was. After I appeared in court, I got word that elements were going around seeking people from the underworld to silence Paul Slow. God, I say talking too much. To silence Paul Slow. And I made a comment. I was on social media. There was an interview, I think it's with Travis Chase, that I mentioned it. And shortly thereafter, The Attorney General came out to say Slow was only seeking attention. He said, I was seeking attention. I don't have to seek attention. That is what he said. Slow was seeking attention. Again, they met on the East Coast at a bar. I get the names of some of them. And they said they're going to basically say they're going to kill Slow. Well, Slow is not afraid to die. Understand this clearly. Slow is not afraid to die. And the Lord, the good Lord, in whom I believe, can determine which day. And let me say this before I bring Mr. Conway to close. I try to keep myself healthy. I do my little exercise. I try to eat a little right and so on. But with old age, you get old, you get little aches and pains and so on. And one of the reasons why I try to keep myself healthy, and I pray to God to spare me and give me a good, healthy life, long, healthy life, is because I want to see enough of them suffer. Like how you see Brutus suffering now, I know many others, them who hold Bible and tell lie, them who hold Quran and Gita and tell lie. I want to see them suffer. Many of them call themselves religious. They're a Christian, they go to church not only every Sunday, they live in the church, holding Bible, making a joyful noise to the Lord. And then they hold the same Bible and they tell lie. Many of them. The same is said for some of them who are of another faith. They hold the Quran. They pray 5 times a day. They fast during the holy month of Ramadan. And they tell a lot of lies and they're being vindictive. Same thing with them who hold other religious books. And I said, God don't like ugly. God does not like ugly. And the good Lord knows the truth. The good Lord knows the truth. And y'all judgment day coming. Y'all judgment day coming. Right? Brutus was the baddest thing in the police force. Baddest thing. You see, he ended up 261 charges. And he had the ignominy of being constructively evicted from the police quarters. I think it's last 2 Sundays ago, when they get dismissed on the 5th of this month, and he decided he can remain in the quarters. They cut off the water, they cut off the light, forcing him to pack up his jargy bundle and leave. Similar fate will come. Similar fate. Because they are wicked. They are wicked. And Brutus is not alone. Because I maintain that Brutus could not have committed all them offenses by himself. And recently it was revealed, as I said on Monday, it was revealed that this $60 million that Brutus charged for thieving from the police consumers, evidence has come forward. Evidence is now before us to show that money was withdrawn. They send the manager, the police consumers, to change the check. She was accompanied, it's alleged that she was accompanied by the personal assistant of the commissioner, ASP Lal. It is further said in a statement by the inspector that she took the envelopes with the $60 million to the office of the commissioner, where she met Brutus and the commissioner. She handed over the money to Brutus in the commissioner's office, in the presence of the commissioner. So how come he in charge? How come he is not charged? You had to answer me that. How come he's not charged? He admitted in a statement that he collected $8.5 million from a businessman. He named the businessman, Amir Ahmad. He named in his statement $8.5 million in his office, where he said he come and he gave the same PSC to go and pay Pegasus to Brutus wedding. These things are on record, and the man got charged for misconduct in public office and all that. But Paul Slow today got charged again for what? Anonymity of defendant, right? And all of these charges are either approved or not approved by the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecutions, right? These are people who are supposed to be so religious, right? Let me bring in Mr. Conway. CC, your closing, please.
Okay. I say over and over again, that the Constitution is the supreme law. It is sacrosanct. And any law that you're going to enact, any arrangements that you're going to put in place, whether it's a tribal union or a tribunal, it has to fit within the ambit of the Constitution. We hear people talk about the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. And Article 146 talks about protection of freedom of expression. I cannot comment too much deeply in terms of the charge that you got this morning or this afternoon, Paul, but I feel it violates or it is violating the Constitution. If you look at Article 146, protection of freedom of expression, and saying anything, if you enact the Sexual Offences Act, it's got to fall within the ambit of the Constitution. I said earlier, and when it collides, when that law we put in place collides with the Constitution, it is fatal. My commissioner Larry used to say, he bow down and say, mea culpa, mea culpa. So I will not dwell too much about the tribe. I know it was designed to shut you up, to silence you, to silence speaking out. But nobody is going to silence us. We're going to speak. Whether you charge us or not, we're going to speak because we're speaking the truth. And the truth will always prevail. The truth will always prevail. And I remember reading in the Bible, they say, the wages of sin is death. And if you know your master's will and you do it not, you shall be beaten with many stripes. That's what we'll close with.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You know your master's will and does it not, you'll be beaten by many stripes. And that's what's going to happen to many, many of them. Many of them who call themselves religious, that is what is going to happen to them. And again, I say, I fear no man. What are they going to do? The most they can do, the charge you carry before the court, as I said long ago, I expected they're going to come as they did before the airport to hold me when I come in. But that doesn't deter me from traveling. I will travel when I feel like traveling into the country, out of the country when I go now. Of course, the last occasion I traveled a few weeks ago, they did not harass me when I was going out. But on a previous occasion, well, the last time they did get harassed, but not by the immigration, they put me for secondary check, secondary screening. So after God out, I have nothing. The people smoking cocaine and gold and that sort of thing, they don't charge them. But they're searching me. They're searching me. So they say they're going to search me. Right? I have to talk strongly to one of the security there. I came through the scanner, and then he asked me if I get anything in my pocket. I said, no. I have to make sure I am a frequent traveler, not in the pocket. And then the man holding me. I said, what you holding me on for? Then he said, I said, if you want to have a security check, you have to tell me that you're going to do a security check. You can't just come and say, you're patting me down. He told me, I said, you lie. And I was loud. I said, you lie. You never told me you want to do a security check. You asked me if I had anything in my pockets, and I told you no. And immediately you say, you're coming. What are you holding me for? Then he had some comment to say, if you only want get searched, you shouldn't walk through the airport or through parties. That's some type of crap. That's the type of unprofessional behavior you get from some of them. But generally, most of the people are very professional. Generally, they are very professional. So I am going to travel whenever you want to travel. Inside of Guyana, around Guyana, out of Guyana, into Guyana. And they are not going to scare me. People ask me, you're not afraid they're going to do you this and they're going to do you that. Let them do what they want to do, man. God is in charge. And all will be well. God is in charge. So they can come up with all them charge. I sure that this charge where you see they're talking about anonymity of defendant, nobody else ever get this charge, Nobody else ever get this charge. And people might have done the same thing they're alleging that I did. They're going to charge, right? But they want to get at Paul Slow. And why they want to get at Paul Slow? You know about Paul Slow? Paul Slow is seen as a strong black man that could bring in the Anti-Terrorism Commission out. Strong-willed person. They can't Benny, even though they have tried on many occasions, they can't. So therefore, the next best thing is to bring him to his knees. But I tell y'all, anytime I go up on my knees, is to pray for y'all. I can spend all my money that I get to protect and defend myself and to make sure that I am. This is one black brother. Y'all ain't breaking. Let me understand this thing clearly. One black brother. And what y'all did with this charge, y'all invoke the spirit of Accra and Coffee and all them warriors in me. The African spirit has come out of me. And again, I'm not being racist. So yeah, I could send for the Ethnic Gradation Commission. I don't care. I don't care. I'm saying how I feel. That this is designed to silence me. And by now, you should recognize that slow is not going to be silenced. The only thing to silence me, as saying over and over, is the tomb, the grave. And to get there is the good Lord will decide when I'm going there. The only thing to silence me, I am not afraid of all them. I call the name from the president right now. I am not afraid of them. I will walk as I want to walk. I will do as I want to do. I don't break the law. I'm not a law-breaking person. You get Dharam Lal break law. You get Ike Naisa break law. Misconduct in public office. Butas break laws. Many of them break law. They're getting pulled in by the U.S. and questioned in terms of money laundering, in terms of all sort of things, and they're covering for them. But because I see Slow as a strong black man, not necessarily physically strong, even though I am strong-willed. So then, and when they decide that if they break me, the ones who are weaker are going to fall in line. What ain't going to happen? They might fall in line, but they're going to break me. So let me understand it clearly. I will not be broken. I will not. Now, folks, looking forward, let me wish you happy Mash. Mash Day is Sunday, the 23rd of February. But you know, Monday is the holiday. And the jury is out as to whether we should have a program on Monday. I'm still thinking about it. I know y'all want to go mash. Mash in Guyana, everybody happy. That is one of the things. And mash is a one set of people thing. Let me understand this. Again, they're going to say attacking ethnicity. Mash is a one people thing. People want to go on mash on Monday. I am not sure if we should have a program on Monday because as I indicated to you, Wednesday now is court, so we can't get program at least the regular time on Wednesday. The regular time on Wednesday, we can't get court. So again, stay tuned and you'll be advised as to when we will meet again. Stay tuned. Follow the channel on Facebook, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and you are going to get. Baled, you must talk. For you, one Baled, I got to get class every day. Baled don't come to class on Monday. Baled, you, student Baled, you're not permitted to speak on these issues. Because for you, one, as they say, I got to left everything else I'm doing and come to class every day. Now, if y'all want to come to class every day, y'all maybe encourage me and subscribe the Zelle, Cash App, and the MMG. If y'all really, really want to see me spend a lot of time, you know, they say, I'll put it this way, if you really want, give me some of your cash grant now. I'm being funny this afternoon. I just got to show you all that despite what they do to me today, they can't break me spirit. Cannot break me spirit. What are they gonna do? Let me be rational about this thing. What are they gonna do? They're gonna jail you. I'll say jail them for dog. What are they gonna do? They're planning to shoot you and kill you, right? So what? You're gonna die someday. They try to block you. You're running to court, paying bail, and doing a civil action again. What are they going to do? You think that can deter me from doing what I'm doing? No, they are not going to deter me from doing what I'm doing. They're not going to do that. I don't break law like some of them. As I've said, this is the fifth charge you have given me. I got a long way to go to reach Brutus, a long way to go to reach Irfan Ali and all of them. Right? Long way to go. Right? And in my case, all got to be trumped up. They got to manufacture like this one today. Anonymity of defendant. Anonymity of, in other words, the defendant should be anonymous. Nobody should know who the defendant name is, who the defendant is. We're going to deal with that in due time. We're going to deal with it. I have a lot to tell you, but I'm restrained at this stage. I'm restrained. I can't give it to you as you should really get it. But the time is coming, and it would appear as though the time is coming rapidly when I can come and tell you what I have to come. Folks, this is a weekend. You still get a lot of safety issues in Guyana, so therefore I urge you to be safe, especially with this March Day. People drinking liquor and driving around this place. Driving in this place is crazy. And I can't jack the roads. They're blocking up the road here, there, and everywhere. We're going to talk about them things when we meet next. Can't tell you everything today. Today was a day dedicated to this issue with this press release by the police last night that's supposed to be a rain today. It was not a rain. Let me tell you all that. So they're telling the next lie. But they're pushing a narrative. They want to sully my good reputation. Good luck. Good luck. Folks, until we meet again, I say I'm not sure. Might be on Monday, but I'm not sure. So stay tuned and stay well. Be safe over the coming weekend. Be safe. Be safe. Enjoy MASH and be safe. So bye for now.